People of the internet, when it comes to Brendan Schaub, accomplishments aren't the first words that come to mind. In fact, Brendan Schaub is known for his failure in the UFC, his failure on podcasts, and most notably, his failure in comedy. But what if I told you, amongst all of that failure, Brendan Schaub has achieved his greatest accomplishment? And that is what we're going to look at today in this video. So let's go take a look. I want you to take a look at something because Brendan Schaub's greatest achievement is hidden in his greatest failure. Now, this list here is the IMDb bottom 100, the lowest rated movies of all time. On this list, you have Daniel the Wizard, Food Fight, Kurt Cameron, Saving Christmas, Super Babies, and Turks in Space. Imagine what that shit is about, huh? Anyways, now we could see that Daniel the Wizard is rated a 1.2 as the worst movie of all time. Now, many of you might recall greatest special of all time. In fact, Brendan Schaub's greatest failure, the Gringo Poppy. The Gringo Poppy received as much hate as anything on this planet has. In fact, it could be one of the most hated things on the planet. But let me tell you, this is not only his greatest failure, but the greatest failure of Brendan Schaub's life helped him achieve his greatest accomplishment. And what is that? Well, Brendan Schaub has beat all the odds, has done the impossible, and has got a 1.1 rating. Ding, 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 ding. You know, when I first saw this like a week or two ago, I knew the Gringo Poppy was bad. But Lord Almighty. In fact, I can say with 95% accuracy from the little research I did that Brendan Schaub might have the lowest rated thing of all the things on IMDb. Now that, folks, is an achievement. And why is that achievement? Because guess what? The only other person to achieve that is Daniel the Wizard. And Brendan Schaub is in a group of a select few. In fact, two. Because both him and Daniel the Wizard have the lowest ratings of all time. And this is, in fact, Brendan Schaub's greatest accomplishment amidst his greatest failure. And I didn't know that. I didn't know it was this bad, but in fact it is. And you know what I gotta say? Despite all that, cheers, Brendan Schaub, for your achievement here. You have really done wonders for the comedy world. Now, it's not just a fluke how good Brendan Schaub is at failing, because his other special is still in the top 10 worst things of all time at a 1.4. And you know, I was thinking to myself, man, Brendan Schaub is really, really bad, but how does he compare to the Rogan sphere? Well, the next lowest rated comic in the Rogan sphere is, you guessed it, old Tommy boy, racking up a 2.9 for a 2023 special, I Came Everywhere. Well, apparently you came nowhere because people just didn't want you coming on them. And next, we have Tom Segura again in 2023 with 69 minutes with an even lower 2.3. Now, we all said the Rogan sphere sucked. You might be right. And then old Rogie boy comes in with a 4.4. I think that's generous. I think that is really, really generous. Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch, but he has a 4.4. Isn't that funny? Old Burn the Boats. Old Burn the Boats. Just not doing it. These recent specials are failing, just like Theo Von's Regular People with a 5.5. And if I were to give my opinion, Theo Von is one of the worst stand-up specials of all time. This Regular People is pure garbage. And just watching it, you wouldn't know Theo Von is a stand-up comedian. Just stick to podcasting. You don't want to hang out with Rogan anyways. Just leave the mothership and make money podcasting. Now, coming back, it's just unfortunate. A recent release by Chris DiStefano coming in at a 6.4. That's awfully generous because Chris DiStefano is just a schizoid. You know what I mean? He is a schizo to the max. And anyways, and Bill Maher, most surprisingly, with a 6.6. But I think that is the plus 65 crew of boomers that hate themselves all voted here to help old Bill Maher, the biggest hater of himself, to achieve something. That's just my opinion. And guess who beats all of those people? Bert Kreischer. This most recent special is 6.3, and you can go, whoa, that was a fluke, but the one before that, a 7, you go, whoa, is that a fluke? Nope. His movie got a 7.6, and then, or that's a special. 7.6, The Machine, very popular. And then in 2018, the one after that, 7.3. Man, if I was a betting guy, and if I was to place my money into one of these comedians to make a profit, the guy that delivers consistently isn't Joe Rogan, isn't Tom Segura, isn't Theo Von. In fact, it is Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer is the most consistently positively rated comedian amongst the Rogan sphere. And if you wanted to invest some money based on the stats, you would put it into Bert Kreischer. And isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Because you know what? Now we know why Joe Rogan hates Bert. Because the world thinks Bert is funnier than Rogan. Isn't that crazy? And let's look at Mark Normand. I think the stupid people came together, or Mark Normand disguised a children's fundraiser as a voting for him on IMDb, because I can't understand this. I'm sorry, guys. All you Mark Normand fans, I just think maybe there's something wrong with you. I just can't. I can't. This guy is a one-line lame-o. An absolute lame-o. Lame. His jokes are so terrible. I will never understand this. I think there's enough stupid people in the world to give him a 7.3. But look, Mr. I'm the champion of real comedy. Oh, I'm the all those other guys, they don't know what they're doing. Mr. Jeselnik, bones and all, coming in at 7.4. He's rating up there with Bert Kreischer. In fact, Bert Kreischer's Machine special is better rated than this. I bet that's a blow to his ego, but you know what? It'll inspire him to do some more weird kid jokes, because I guess we need that in life, because that's what people in the comments were saying. Oh, he's so edgy, and he's edgy with kid jokes, you fucking weirdos. Anyways, and Andrew Schultz coming in at 7.7, beating them all. Big old Schultzy. There it is. Oh, wait. But the most annoying one to all of them is Ari Shaffir. The Jew special is at a 7.8. Isn't that something? That nasty motherfucker has a fan base, a small fan base, but a good 600 people that did him a solid on IMDb. And even worse is Fortune Femster beats out most of the Rogan sphere with this special, which I don't need to tell you what the topic is. Just look at her. You can probably guess. The old knife wound into Rogan and Brendan Schaub. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because when they come together on Fight Companion, it is nothing but pure magic. Know you like to bang, don't stay.